have been practicing with the gyro cut, and I think I got the technique a bit, I think I've got it a bit mastered, I would say, not totally mastered. And this, whoever's not familiar with it, it's this little cool gadget right here. And what I have found, if you want to be able to cut with one swipe, then your sorry. Okay, Deb, I will check right now. Oh, okay. Alrighty, here we go. Sorry. Okay. All right, so this gadget that, like I started saying, this little gadget here is called the gyro cut. And it is in the store, in the Gone Artsy store. Deb carries it, and it is a really cool tool, but you have to take time to practice with it to master it. It holds like a pen. You hold it just like you would a pen or a pencil. And what I have found is that when you use this tool, because it has like a little swivel here so that it allows you to make turns when you're cutting, which makes it perfect for making your own stencils, is that because it has a slanted blade on it, so you want to start off with the slant going downwards. So you want to use it in this way. I don't know if you guys can see it. With the tip pressing down on the paper first, not the whole complete blade resting down. Do not rest the whole blade down. It will not cut smoothly if you do that. That is what I have found. For instance, if I'm cutting this here out, which I had started cutting it out, you're going to put the tip down firmly onto your cutting mat. You have to have a cutting mat because you got to put some force into it. I mean, not a whole lot when it comes to cardstock, but you do have to use some force, and you do a clean movement. When you get to the point where you need to like cross over to make a new cut, instead of lifting the tool up, you tilt it forward so that the tip is raised, and you move your paper to how you want to cut. This will cause the blade to swivel. Now, mind you, I haven't gotten it 100% mastered, but that is what I found. And then you can make a clean cut. And you can see here that with one swipe, it cuts straight through on this cardstock. If you're going to use something like what I used here, that this is a very, very lightweight chipboard, then you will need to do 2 or 3 cuts. I wouldn't recommend this tool for a thicker chipboard because it is just too much. The way this holds and feels, it's more specific for doing these type of projects, for making stencils or making patterns. I make a lot of patterns, so this tool will definitely come in handy. Somebody who doesn't have a whole lot of stencils, and maybe you have one project you want to do, what I did was go to Google Images, and I got free images like this that you see here, and then you can just cut it out and use the cutout as your template for sprays or what is it, texture paste and stuff like that, so that you have a real cool stencil. What Itza does is that she puts tape over it before she cuts it, so that she has a more of a template that will last her longer. So you guys can do that also. Haven't lost you guys yet, right? All right, so I want to show you guys my project that I did for Gone Artsy. and it's kind of difficult to show. What I'm doing here is that it was easier for me to record from my tablet, go live from my tablet. So I have my laptop on the side of me. Yes, Beck, I liked it better than the scissors. I definitely did. With the scissors, it's much easier to cut into. And this way you have the negative and the positive images. With scissors, you're going to lose one or the other. So definitely I like the gyro cut better than the scissors because of that. And like I said, I like it a lot for the cardstock. That is like really cool. For something like this, it was really easy to cut, and it was like a direct cut. I didn't have to stop at any point. All I did was turn my paper as I went cutting, and lifting the tool up on its tip allowed me to swivel like that so that I could get the clean cut all the way around without ever lifting the tool up. And so that made it easier and quicker to do rather versus with the scissors. So yeah, like I was saying with um the laptop, I have it on my left hand side so that I can see your chat, because I can't see the chat when I'm recording on my tablet. So I'm like multitasking here, seeing the chat on my left and working and watching the recording to make sure everything's going smoothly. So if I delay a bit in answering your questions on the chat, please forgive me, but it is because of that. It's very difficult to multitask this way, but I haven't figured out how I can record successfully here from my laptop yet without having like a whole lot of background stuff going on. So I will work on that, promise, and I will get it down. But for now, this is what it is. So yeah, I have here the bottle that I made, and this bottle is a fruit juice drink. And you can use any type of bottle that you have. um I happen to have two of these. It was a juice that my husband had brought home, and I used those. But I have all kinds. I'm a collector of bottles, oh my goodness, and of jars and stuff. So thank you, Beck. Thank you. um I drink coffee, this instant coffee, and the bottles are adorable. I love the shape. They remind me of dress forms. That's probably why I like them so much. And I love the brown plastic cap on it. So I use these to store things, and I have a few that I want to decorate, that I want to use, I don't know, some kind of flower or lace or something just to dress them up, because I like looking at pretty things in here. But I have different size ones. These are purposely bought because of the size. Yeah, and I got the really big ones. There's also these baby food jars. My daughter had bought these new baby food jars, and I had just used some homemade chalk paint with some glitter in it, and painted that, but you could see here at the bottom, and then just dressed up the top. um, it's just a little baby food jar, and decorate it like this. And so you can use any kind of jar that you have. This is a fruit jar. I did some other ones using this type of fruit jar. I did this project here that I posted also. This is another fruit jar that I collect, and I loved it because of it looks like a little pot. It has like these two little handles on it. The mold is just like that, and so I store all my goodies in there. And this is apple juice jar. Yeah, baby food jars. Awesome. Awesome. Not enough to drink. Yeah. The bottles are awesome. I mean, this one is spaghetti, and I loved it because it has words. I don't know if you guys can see it right into the glass, and it has the ounces, and it reminded me of mason jars. So I kept these. I have two of these, and very simple to use for this project. You can dress them up beautifully with just a few items, and Deb's products are so wonderful for this. I love this gold embroidered lace trim here. It just looks so beautiful on the bottle. It looks so elegant. I'm sure you guys are seeing this um, through your screen, but it is definitely not the same as seeing it in person. You could really appreciate how beautiful it looks on the glass. So today we're going to dress one up. I have one right here that's empty. See, that's the way it is, and this is the way it'll come out. And we also are going to make a couple, maybe one or two, depending on how much time we have. But these are the flowers that I had made um, for this bottle in particular, using Garden Artsy goodies and some charms. I am not going to be putting any charms on the flowers that I'm going to show you guys today, but you can see you can use any kind. It doesn't necessarily have to be steampunk. You can, do any little charms that you want. It could be little crowns or whatever, but you don't have to limit yourself to things. Just use your imagination and creativity, and you come up with some really interesting and cool looks. But you have one, two, three, four layers here of products from Gone Artsy, and look at how gorgeous they came out. And it's just a wire stem that I did, and I wrapped with this jute twine, this right here. I paid $1 for this, 97 cents, I think it was, something like that. And it is awesome because for that rustic steampunk look, it comes out wonderful. Little jars, yep. Um, and this one was with the doily, made into to look like a little rose, and again the jute twine. And I just gave it this little curly cute because since it's a wire, you can twirl it. And this one here is with one of those gorgeous brooches from Deb's store. Oh my goodness, I love those brooches. They are so beautiful. And as you guys probably know, most of you know that I am planning on renewing my wedding vows. My husband and I are celebrating our 23rd year anniversary now in April. And we plan for our 25th year anniversary to renew our vows. So I want to make myself a vintage bouquet with handmade flowers and brooches. So that'll be my bouquet. And this one here is really cute because it's using old style of flower. This is that loopy flower, and this is like, oh my goodness, so I think this is older than my grandma. My grandma, mom, probably my great grandmother must have made of these flowers, and they're so wonderful because they look so poofy and cute and romantic. I love them. And so more Gown Artsy goodies, and I'm going to show you guys this little center right here, little right under the pearl, what that is and how to do that. I like to take things and see what else I can come up with and not necessarily use it the way they were supposed to be used. I'm a rebel that way. But I love that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, he's my soulmate. He's my best friend. I'm very, very blessed. We met when I was 14 years old, and we knew each other for a long time. Um, and it is truly a love story. Ours. One day I'll tell it. But yeah, 10 years passed between us before we saw each other again, and we fell in love all over again. So yeah, it's a romantic story, and I am very blessed to have him. So yeah. And here's another style flower that I did with, again, more of the Gone Artsy stuff. I love these little white chiffon flower trim. Oh, so wonderful. It comes like this white chiffon trim. And you can cut them and layer them as many layers as you want, or just one layer. And on this one here, what I did was that I distressed it, or what do you call that? I roughed it up with changed the color. There you go. Made it like vintagey with the distress ink. And I was able to give it like that aged, worn look on this one. And I have in here in one of the layers, this is one of those gears that I made like this, as you can see. And I'll tell you guys how I got it to look like this. This is just regular old, I think this was a cereal box actually that I used. Yeah, this was a cereal box because I wanted real thin, and the thin chipboard that I had, I felt like it wasn't thin enough. Um, so I got out a cereal box, and I did that, and I'll tell you guys how I did that in a minute. So first things first, the gyro cut, I recommend it. I truly do. I like it more than the scissors for creating the stencils, and in this occasion I used it to create my stencils to make my gears. See, this was with the gyro cut, and you can see how nice. I didn't do the center on this one because I didn't want the center. See, came out. But I'm still practicing with the small circles, especially is a little bit more difficult, but it's difficult even with the scissors. So I would rather have a tool like this. There's more benefit to it once you learn the technique, which really doesn't take that long. All it takes is for you to practice and try different ways to maneuver it. More pressure, less pressure. But the key definitely is to hold it close down to the bottom like if it was a pen. That is definitely the key to the success of this tool. Okay? Alrighty, so we've got how we made those gears. How did I get that rusted, aged look? I used acrylic paints, black first and then the brown. And what I did was that when I painted it black first, I just brushed it on smoothly. But when I did the brown, after I let the black dry, when I did the brown, I took my paintbrush and I didn't brush it on. What I did was dab all around. This light is creating. There. I dabbed, and it gave it more rough texture and look to it. Okay? Yeah. And then after I did that, on the side that I wanted showing, because since the other side I felt like really didn't need it, it was not necessary, I have this alcohol inks. These are the mixatives, gold and silver. I used a little bit of both on here, and what I did was that I just dropped. I let a drop or two fall, and then with the paintbrush, I kind of like dabbed, you know, wherever I want it, like that with it. And if you wanted to, I did put a little tiny bit of the blue. I have the blue alcohol ink also. Just a little couple of drops, you know, wherever here and there. And then once again, dabbing with the paintbrush until I was satisfied with the look. And that's how I got these to look that way. You could see here, I don't know if you guys could see real good, but I used two here for my center piece part there, accessory for the bottle, right? So that's how you get that look, really easy. Now I did use for the edges, I have this real cool, my sister, she's always supplying me with different little things here and there. And I have this board that she got me. It's white on one side, and then it has like this texture and different finishes. And so I used one of those, this one here. See how cool that looks, rusted like? I used one of those to create this one here. And what I did was, you could use a Copics, but I used my chameleon markers. I love my chameleon markers. They're so much fun. But I used my chameleon marker because it is an alcohol based ink, and I just went over because it is white on one side. So when you cut it, there's white in between the teeth. So I used it to like give it that distressed brown look all the way around, and so that's what it looks like when it's done. And since it's a darker brown than the color, it gave it so much depth. I love the way it looks. So, and then I just colored it all in with the marker on the back. So I'm going to be using this one in one of my flowers today that I'm going to make. So what you need first, your bottle, you get it out and you clean it off. And this bottle in particular, oh my goodness, it has a glue that not even with goof off, not even with nothing would it come off. It pretty much smeared. But that's okay, because since I'm covering it like this, you won't even be able to tell. You won't see that at all. So I have my hot glue going, and we're going to look for the trim here, which this is it. It is so super gorgeous. I love this gold embroidered, and she also has one that is the gold embroidered on black. It is gorgeous. So you're going to take your bottle and you're going to kind of like figure out how you want. And it has this cool design on the front and the back here. This bottle, that I chose these for that too, because it's like steampunk. So this is a S, and the S is like really cool on there. So I chose these bottles because of that. So figure out which part. One side has like these numbers and letters in, and I have been told that that does come out. I just didn't take the time to try to get it out. But if you want to, you can. If not, really doesn't matter. So you kind of wrap it and figure out where you want it to end, and you cut that. And my favorite adhesive is hot glue. You can use fabric glue if you want, or whatever adhesive you like. And you know, with the stickiness on this bottle left a little bit there. Done. Okay, I'll try. I have to get that one. Deb, what does it mean censored? Nope, the link didn't show. Oh, there you go. Okay, so you're gonna glue this around the bottle. Now comes the fun part, and this goes pretty quickly. You glue it there. There you go. And then you have that there, all nice and pretty. See? So next, what I do is that, because I don't like the seam to show where I glued, so whatever design I'm going to do, it's going to be on top of that. So that way the back side is nice and smooth, and you don't see where it was, where the union is of the lace coming together. So it looks like one smooth piece. So the next thing that we're going to use is this little cute rickrack or wavy trim. It's an ivory wavy trim. And it is so cute, very versatile. You can use it for so many different things, but we're going to use it for the bottom edge, just to give it a cute little finished touch. I didn't want too much being drawn away from the center, you know, from the decoration in the center of the bottle, because that's the focal point, right? So since where you made the union is going to be the front of the lace, you're going to start in the back. And you're going to start gluing along the bottom of your bottle. And this is a little bit, I'm going to go off camera just a little bit, guys, just because it's kind of difficult to work up close so you guys can see. But all I'm doing is gluing that wavy trim all around the bottom. I could have used some other type of trim for this. I know she has, let me see, she has this, what did I do with it? Deb has this cute little EXO trim, like, I call it EXO, but it's this kind of trim here. I think she's out at the moment, but there's that one. There's the pieces from the ivory lace that can be used. She also has this really cute ruffle trim with beads. This is the only piece I have left of it. Love this trim so much. That could go, you know, on the bottom. It depends on what look you want. Me, I didn't want to take away too much attention from the center, so I figured this was a good enough finish for this. You could, if you want it to be bling, you could also use the diamond mesh bling that Deb has in the store also. That would give it a touch of bling there in the bottom. Depending on the style that you're doing and where you want to go with the project, what you're doing. So I plan on displaying these when I renew my vows. So these are going to be stored away, and I will have them when I renew my vows. They're going to be on tables. My wedding is going to be all vintage, romantic feel, and I'm making all the decorations myself and everything, so going to be super fun. Great opportunity to have some fun, right, with your creativity. What better time than when there are family events? And my sister, my older sister, is having a baby shower for her son's wife, her daughter-in-law, this weekend, and I'm helping with preparation, some decorations and stuff. So you guys, when you get a chance, if you haven't already, go to my fan page, Little Paper Princess, and you can see all the pictures of all the projects that I do for Gone Artsy, plus my own projects that I do on my own. So there you go. That's the little finished bottom, and it really pulls it together nicely. I mean, it looked so off without it. Okay. Deb says she has the EXO trim. That is such an adorable trim. It is so versatile. You guys don't know. I mean, you can put a ribbon through it, which that's what I did on one of the little dresses that I made for a banner that I had made on the last Ustream. The little dresses. Yeah, I used it like a little belt around the waist, and I put a ribbon in between each one and pulled it together, and it was so cute. And you can do it with the mesh bling too, would look really cool, where you put it in there and just in and out, and you'll have a touch of bling in there. That would look really super adorable. Or you can glue in a rhinestone in there, and that would look really pretty too. So this little trim is really versatile. You can use it in a lot of different ways. All right, so next we're going to figure out what we're going to do. And then I wanted to do this second bottle a little bit different. So, got to play here a little bit, guys, to see. I didn't want it to be like super overpowering in any way. And I have, and because I have on this one that I made, there's this white right here is a resin piece that I had made. So I want to add a resin piece to the second one. I just have to see what. I don't want it to be super big, and so I have a few different pieces here that I can try to see what looks better. Yes, the trim is absolutely adorable. I am serious. I mean, the pictures and seeing it on the screen really don't do it justice. You have to have it in your hand to play with it and know what I'm talking about, because I really love it. Well, I'm in love with everything from Deb's store. I am serious. Not because I'm on her design team, but even if the day comes that I'm not on her design team anymore, I will still remain a loyal customer because I love everything that she has. Alrighty, so we're doing here. First, let me make sure I don't lose my center part. Let me play around here, guys, a minute to see how I want to do this. See. Let's see. Alrighty, I am having trouble figuring which one I want to do. You know what? I think I'm going to first work on a flower, because I might add a flower there instead of all of this stuff. So for the flower, let's see, what can we use? Definitely the chiffon trim. So we will cut off a piece of this one. Okay. And I think I'm going to do 2 layers of that. So I will have 2 of those. And I know that I want to tie in some pink. So she also has this darling pink, like pom-pom trim. And I'm thinking I want to tie this in. But hold on, let me see. There's this one, because I have to show you guys how I did this little flower, this little pom-pom. This little pom-pom flower is from this trim here. Okay, and it's great to learn this technique, because when you have like these rosette trims like this, and you want a smaller flower but you absolutely love that rosette, then this gives you the opportunity to use it, and it'll fit the project that you want. So the first thing you do is cut off one of those rosettes, because they come on tool like this, and you just cut off all that excess tool around it, because I think I am going to use this rosette for that center there. And then these rosettes, all they are is they're doubled fabric that are sewn in a spiral. So you're going to find, let me see if I can show you guys, where it starts, where the spiral starts, and start cutting it all out to make a long strand. Okay, so let me cut real quick so you guys can see. Because this is like a steampunk thing, I'm gonna leave a little bit of the tool peeking here and there. Not gonna be too perfect with it, and you want to just continue going around and around until you get that whole section out. And these rosettes, Deb also has them in white. It's made a beautiful canvas, and she used the white ones with the dark edge glittery, because it has a little glitter to it. The edge is dark edge, and it came out gorgeous. If you guys haven't had a chance to see that, go to the Gun Artsy blog, and you can see the gorgeous pictures. It's his video is also up on the Gun Artsy YouTube channel. You can see that, and she did a fabulous job. That came out gorgeous. I'm just showing how Deb's products can be used in different ways. You're only limited to your creativity and your imagination. I tend to think outside the box. I like coming up with new ways. I challenge myself to find new ways that I can create. So you just continue along like this, cutting until you reach your end. And this is like so simple. It was like one of the things like, why didn't I think of this before? You know, you get the cute little pom-pom flowers, like I call them. But with that same rosette. And I love that in Deb's store, you guys can purchase half-yard increments, because that gives you a chance to try everything in the store. Literally, you can try everything in the store with no problems, because you sometimes will buy a whole yard or something, and then you bring it home or you get it in the mail, right? And you're like, I only needed it for this one project, or it didn't turn out to be how you expected it to be. And then you're stuck with all of this product that you really don't care for. So this is a great way to get product, either only for what you need, or that that you can try. And if you absolutely don't love it, which I find it hard to believe that anybody will get any of her products and not absolutely love it. But you're going to take a needle and thread, and just like that, doubled up the way it is, the way you cut it out, doubled up, you're going to do a running stitch all the way through this. And this here is going to be off camera, I think. Let's see if I can do it. I will try. But you're going to just do it. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to like make even spaces or anything like that. It's very rough, very quickly. You just keep running your needle through, in and out, right, until you get to the end, or you get to the amount that you want. If you want a smaller pom-pom, then you get less, fabric. If you want it the size that I've done there, then you go further in, or you do the whole complete section. And another thing that will affect the look of your flower is if the tighter that you pull the thread. The tighter you pull it, the tighter they come together. And if you don't want that look, if you want it more loose, then you just pull it apart a little bit and it'll be more loose. So all of that you got to take into consideration when you are doing this. So we continue here. Yes. Oh, I'm telling you, I absolutely love everything. Everything. So we will continue here. It's a little bit time consuming. It'll take a few minutes. My hands tend to like lock up on me when I'm doing stuff like this, but you work through it. I'm still not 100% myself. These migraines have really done a number on me. But they're not as severe as they used to. I'm grateful for that. And we're almost reaching the end here, because I want to use as much of this as possible. Okay. And I've reached the end. Now that I've reached the end, I can decide if I want it like super tight, so you can see, or if I want it more loose, which I do, because the looser it is, the bigger your flower will be. So you kind of just space them out, pull them apart a little bit, and space it all out, just like this. Yep. All right. Then you tie off the end so that it doesn't unravel. Just do a couple of knots here just to secure the end. And on the next step, you could either use your hot glue or you can sew. I'll be using the hot glue just because it's faster. So once you've tied off your end, get rid of that, and now you're left with this. So you're going to take an end, and you're going to, if you've ever done the rolled roses, that's exactly the same technique. You're going to take one end and you're going to just start rolling it inwards. At first, I'm going to do it very tight because I want it to look like a little bud in the center, and then from there I'll expand. So just put in a little dab of glue along the way. You're going to keep on rolling it. Okay? That's what we're going to do. Little bit of glue, and you're going to roll it. And then you're going to get, as you continue on, you make it looser and looser. Don't roll it as tightly so that you can have a more open look to it. So do not roll as tightly. And there's a ton of tutorials out there on how to do the rolled roses. It's the same exact technique. You're just going to keep on. Sorry, guys, it's very hard to stay on screen while doing this. Very difficult. But you just keep on going around and around. Doing this. And the wire that I use for my stems is a 20 gauge wire, crafting wire. And I just pick it up at Walmart. They have spools of the craft wire, and I get mine in silver and in gold. And today I'll be using a silver one. And the flower that I'm going to be showing you guys how to make after this will be the doily flower. Just because it's we don't have a lot of time to do a whole lot of them, and the rest are pretty much just putting together pieces, not really anything out of this world, not anything huge. So not being afraid, I think, to try new things, I think, is the key to making really interesting and cool handmade flowers, because I think fear holds back a lot of people. So once that's done, you kind of like play with it and open it up and just move around the sections to see if you're happy, if there are any gaps that you want to glue down or whatever. And I think I am happy with this. So you see you have a more compared to the rosette. So from this to this, that's pretty neat, I think. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Yeah, that is so true. So you see how you get something new. It's something totally different from what you already have. And that's the key. I mean, lots of us have a ton of things, right? And we need to find new ways to use them. So we're going to be using that one for our center accessory here. I absolutely love this. And I think that, look at this. Look at that. This has got to be absolutely like one of my favorite trims, and it is gorgeous. And what I love about this is, again, you can use it in different ways. You can cut it apart, like here I have just the little flowers that I cut out that you can use, or you can cut out, let me see, I know I had cut a piece out around here. Here's a part, you can cut out just that part and use that. How gorgeous is that? Or I have another one around there, just I misplaced it, where I just cut off like this leaf part on there, and you can use that. And yeah, so there's different ways. So I'm just gonna lay this out and play with it to see. And I think that I love the way these colors look together. And all of these laces and trims, they're like, this is cotton, so you can dye it and it won't shrink or anything. It is beautiful. You can use whatever color dye you want, different dyes to match your project. So I think that I am going to use a piece like this here. So I'm going to cut this out right quick so I can do this. It is so much fun, you know, to do things like this, because you're making something out of nothing. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So I think that that is what I am going to do. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Let's see. You see it a little bit? They look great together. And I may, is this another thing? These resin pieces are cool too, because you can like cut different parts of them and use them. Here I cut a little piece I could use in there. All right, so I'll start gluing this down so that we can kind of hurry along here. Hurry it along. And, you know, you're doing this as a layering effect only because that's what you want. You want to get that layered effect. And I'm going to layer some gears here. I'm going to cut pieces of this gear that I already have here and use that to layer some more. Again, that's the cool thing about this project, that kind of takes a life on its own once you start. It's like you don't know where it's going to lead you to. You just got to go with it. I tend to not have a real plan, a real plan, like I say, when I'm doing some of these projects, because I kind of create as I go. I think it's more fun that way. When sometimes I'll have a plan and it just doesn't follow through, doesn't go through. So let me just glue right here. So kind of like get this in on the bottle. And I promise you, it's gonna come together. It'll come together all in the end. And with this lace, once again, everything I glue, I use my hot glue. And I think I'm immune already to the heat. I've already learned how to manage it. So I will show you guys in a second how I am coming along with this, and Deb will. I love this trim. You could do so much. You could spray it with your alcoholing sprays and dye it so many different ways and colors. Or me, I love the white. I love using this one in white. It's for this kind of project, when you're doing the vintage in that you do a little bit of white. It's almost like gives like a more dramatic effect to the project. And I am not gluing it like 100% flat. I'm like here and there gluing just so that it won't fall off, especially if I'm going to be using these as centerpieces. People are going to want to touch it, and you don't want in your event for, things to start falling apart. So try to keep the feel. I think that would be a little too much, so I'm going to do a smaller. And I like to bend them a little bit just so that it gives it like a little curve, and it gives it a little bit more dimension. These little either chipboard pieces or this board that I'm using here, and it gives it a more dimensional look even. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing so far. Okay. So let's see what I got left around here. I'm gonna cut a piece here. And I'm just going to add a little bit of brown to my resin piece that I'm going to put on here just to tie it all together. Not really coloring in, just kind of like highlighting certain areas in it just to bring it together. And it also offers that touch of worn out kind of feel to it. You guys will see what I mean in a minute. See, it's like a little bit, and I threw it. Okay, it's a little vintage piece looking piece that I got there that I want to put in there. And at this point, you can either add a pearl or something in the middle of the flower if you wanted to, or a little metal gear of some sort. I haven't decided yet. Still gonna see how this all plays out. Then I'll decide. So I added the flower. So how do you guys think it's coming out so far? Yep, that lace really gives it like that dramatic effect. It really, really pulls in those rusty gears into the project, and it makes it pop. I love it. Love the way it looks. I always try to incorporate something of white because of that. I don't think I'm going to use the little piece, the resin piece. I'm not liking it. What I am going to add is a little more, another piece of the gear back here. Yep, that does it. And I have here these cool buttons. Thinking gold. Yep, I'm thinking gold. So I will get a button for my center. And I have these really heavy duty cutters here that I am going to just cut the back off, off of the button just so that it'll lay flat. And I'm going to glue it on. I'm not such a huge fan of feathers, even though there are some projects that I use it on, but I do think that they are gorgeous. And I have yet to try the ones from Deb's store, but I will. I will. So there's the button on the flower. So it gave it a little bit more of a good feel of steampunk, vintage, little masculine, but yet feminine touch. So I'm pretty happy right now. Remember, we don't want to overdo it because you want it to get all tied together, and you're going to have flowers also, so overpowering this center would not be good because of the flowers. So now we have to do the neck of the bottle. On this one I used this really cute ruffled crochet trim. It's a stretchy trim, see, and it worked really cute because I didn't have to ruffle it. It was already ready to go. And once again, I did something with this trim that was out of the box. And let me see if I could find it. Here you go. I made this cute little ruffled rose with it. And this is the simplest thing ever because it's already on an elastic. It's already gathered. All I did was start again the same rolled rose technique just start rolling and gluing, rolling and gluing, and rolling and gluing, starting off tight at first and then loosening up as you go along the way. And you can make these really cute flowers using this trim. So this is another example of thinking outside of the box and only being limited to your creativity, and you can make some really cute flowers like that. And I could have used that type of flower if I wanted, instead of the one that I used, and it would have looked really cute too. So totally up to you. So now we're gonna decorate the neck of the bottle, right, with the ruffled trim, and then we're gonna just wrap some twine around it, and that'll complete our bottle. It'll be pretty much done as far as I'm concerned from there, and then it'll be just a matter of making the flowers to go in it. And I even thought that some cute pinwheels, like if you were making this like for a birthday or a baby shower, even using the real pretty laces from her store, because she has a bunch of different ones there that you can choose from, different colors. There's burgundy, orange, there's black, gold, off-white, white. You know, you've got choices there depending on what you wanted to do, decorate your pretty bottles. And you can use like little pinwheels to go in your bottles, would look really cute. And I'm just gluing right now, going around the bottle at the top and gluing the crochet. It's like a little crochet, almost ruffled trim. And when you get to the end here, you're going to cut it and finish it off. So that is I mean, you could leave it like that if you wanted to. Or you can do, like I said, the jute twine. Or if you're doing a more blingy, you can use the diamond bling instead to give it some bling there. But I am going with the jute twine because I want to keep with the steampunk feel. And I have glue strings all over me. So we'll do all I do is that I put a dab of glue on the back just to secure it when I first start, and then I just start wrapping, and then when I'm satisfied of how much is on there, I stop and glue the end on. That's pretty much how I do it. Very simple, sweet, and rustic looking. It really does finish this off nicely. I love it. And just snip that off, and you secure it. And this kind of twine, it like goes all over the place. You have like really shabby feel to it, but there you go. There's your completed bottle. And so here's what they look like side by side. See? Okay. On this one, I used the resin piece, and because this piece here that I used underneath the gears and stuff is this wonderful trim here that I absolutely love, and Deb, I think, is out of it. I mean, you literally would want like a lifetime supply of this stuff because it's so wonderful for making flowers and making arrangements like this. I just cannot I just can't get enough of it. This is absolutely gorgeous. And it's like a shiny thread in it, so it's beautiful. And to dye it would be really, truly gorgeous. Okay, so we complete our flower, and before I end this Ustream class, I'm going to show you guys real quick how I did the doily flower. The doily flower, very simple. You're going to take, these are the 3.9-inch doilies in her store, in Deb's store. They are adorable, and you're going to fold it in half, and but don't come all the way up to the top. See, like have one a little bit lower than the other, and then you're going to once again roll, and you're not going to glue yet. You're just going to roll and roll and roll, depending on how tightly you want it. You'll get a more closed rows, or if you want something more open, then you're going to roll tighter along the bottom than the top, so that you have a more opened rows like this. And then when you get to the end here, you're going to take a little bit of hot glue and just glue that on. Yep, lifetime supply. See that? So you've got a cute little doily rose. And you know, I just get my wire, and I'm just gonna show you guys real quick. It's a really really simple. You're gonna take a piece of wire depending on how long you want it, and you're going to either put a button or a pearl or bead, whatever you want, in the center, and you're going to thread that wire through like this, and then just bend it over and secure it with some needle nose pliers. I'm going to take it and give it a few twists to secure it, like so. Right, and then cut off the excess wire after you've secured it. So you have something like this, your little pearl or button or whatever, and then you're going to feed the wire through the center here and come out through the bottom and just pull it in, and there you'll have your cute little center. Now if you don't want the pearl to go in all the way, then just, you know, don't pull it all the way down. And so you'll have a cute little flower like this, and then it's just a matter of gluing the wire down at the bottom here. And how I did this was that I wrapped the jute all the way around the wire, gluing as I went. I put glue along the wire, and I wrapped the jute twine all the way down until I got my cute little rose here. So yeah, I hope you guys like this tutorial. It was like nothing really major, but something really quick, really easy that you can do. And like I said, there's all kinds of jars. I mean, we use stuff all the time, and instead of throwing them out, we could rethink on how we could use those things. And I want to share with you guys, these are things you can do too with the wire. These are cute little flowers that I made to embellish, and all it is wire that's wrapped into the shaped into a flower, and then I use nail polish to fill in to make these cute little flowers that you can use to embellish, and they would look wonderful on projects against, you can see against the white, beautiful white lace there, how it would look. So wonderful products over there. And here's one of the other ones. This is all I have left of it for this flower that I made here. All I did was, again, cut the individual pieces off because they come on like this tulle or netting. I cut them and I layered them. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4 layers, and she has this cute little dusty pink color and also this green. Look at how beautiful this this green because it looks vintagey, like it's not like really overpowering. It's a really nice green color. Love it. And yeah, so you just cut out the individual and use those for flowers. And the trim that I used for this flower here, this layer right here, I didn't show that one. That is like oh my goodness, what is it called? It's like a chandelier type. This is it right here. It comes on a net. And all I did for that one was that I folded the net over to the wrong side, and I did a running stitch along and gathered it to give it to this little flower effect. You can see it here on the underside. Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely stunning. All of her trims, I'm pretty sure that I can make gorgeous flowers out of every single trim that she has in that store, and I'm sure that at some point I probably will. Another thing is that this one here, this trim here is so versatile that it isn't even funny. I mean, this flower that I did with the gears, it was that same trim, and it comes in 3 rows. It has 3 rows like this gorgeous ivory. It's an ivory color. And what I did was that I cut out 2 rows. You can see there. I cut it into 2 rows, and again a running stitch, gathering it, and look at how pretty it looks, like a flower even from the underside. It's like this trim was screaming, make me into a flower. It is absolutely stunning. This is another one of my favorite. This one here and this one, oh my god, lifetime supply, please. I can do with a lifetime supply of these 2 right here, because you can do so much. I used, you can't probably see it, but behind this keyhole, I used one of the little individual circles from this trim. And you can see it, I mean, when you look at it in person up close, you can see the texture, because this has a texture. You can see it has designs, and you can see it has texture in it, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. I really do. Let me see. I don't think I'm leaving out any. Oh, I didn't show you guys what I did with this one here. This little center thing. This little center thing is, and I will finish with this. Let me see if I can find the piece of it. Did I drop it? Yep, I dropped it. Sorry. Is this. And again, all I did was do a running stitch with needle and thread, and pulled it and gathered it to make that cute little doily-like center. And it really looks cute. It really does. I love the way it looks. And you can make them as big or as small as you want. It depends on you. So I hope you guys all liked this class. If you have any questions, please let me know. But here's some eye candy for you guys. Some more of those brooches. I hope that Deb gets more, because oh my goodness, look at how huge these are and how gorgeous they are. Super sparkly. I don't know if you guys can see that, but they are beautiful. What she does have in the store at the moment are these smaller ones that are absolutely stunning as well. And there's this one here. They're smaller, but they're gorgeous too on the projects. And look at this cute little bow. And you've got ribbon sliders that are just stunning. I mean, you have got to go and see for yourself. And like I said, her prices are in such a way that you can afford to try different things from her store. She really has set it up in a very unique and crafter friendly way. you can try everything in there. And I look forward to seeing all of the projects that you guys make. I hope you guys use some of the techniques that I showed you here to make some flowers of your own or some project of your own. And feel free to post them on my Little Paper Princess page and share them with me so I can see what you all have done, okay? So thank you for joining me, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you all. And look forward to having you guys in the next in the next class. Thank you. Hugs, 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 hugs for you all. You guys are so great. Thank you for sticking out with all of the technical difficulties. Oh, thank you. Yes. Check out the challenge group. Yep. Bye. Thank you so much, Didi, for coming. Oh, Jean has a 100 subbies challenge. That's right. Go check her out. It's a 100 subbies challenge. Yay! Uh-oh, I think Jean left. Did she leave us? Oh. All right, guys. Thank you, Deb. Thank you. There you go, guys. Check out Jean's. She's Genie in a bottle. Okay? All right, till the next class, guys. Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you, sweetie. 540. Now that would be some giveaway. That's funny. Bye, guys. Bye-bye. Thank you so much. All right.